Hey, welcome everyone. So today I'm going to share my Factset interview experience and going to share the interview questions that have been asked in the interview. So the interview process was like there was an online test followed by two technical rounds and then one manager and a HR round. So in the online test, I was asked the questions on Java streams, Lambda expressions. There were few programs were given, and we were asked. The expectation was to give the output of the program whether the code will compile or not. So there were typically 20 such questions there. So after qualifying or clearing the first round, like online test, we were called for face-to-face discussions. So, before sharing the face to face discussion interview questions, I would like to give a quick or short introduction of ourselves. Like, we are a bunch of software engineers who are attending interviews with different MNCs and sharing our interview experiences through these videos. I hope you like it. And you can visit our channel for more such videos. And if you haven't subscribed it, I would request you to please do subscribe our channel so that you can catch all the videos. And at the same time, if you want to contribute or you want to share your interview experiences, you can reach us out at the email id that is given in the description. So let us start the face-to-face discussion interview question that were asked to me. So the first question was a programmatic question. So the question was like this: write a program to find if the given string is balanced or not. In the below I have given example of the balanced string as well, so you can go through it and you can solve this very easily if you are well prepared using stack. So using stack we can find it whether the given string is balanced or not, and there are other ways but I would prefer stack because that gives the best performance while doing such kind of coding or program or doing while providing the solution for such kind of questions. So the next question was also a programmatic. I was asked to rotate the elements in the matrix in the clockwise direction. So I have given a sample input and output files as well. So you can see how we can rotate the given matrix. So if you are not aware of it, like how to rotate, you please do practice on this type of questions while attending the FATSET interview. The next question was also a programmatic question. Write a program to separate vowels and consonants from a string. So this was a bit easier for me as I have already practiced a lot of such kind of questions as I'm attending the interviews. And one request to everybody is please do prepare well while going to attend interviews with any company, like especially when this kind of questions like programmatic questions or coding questions on string, because if you are good at coding, definitely that will have a huge positive impact and there are higher chances of getting selected. So don't go just like that, please be prepared and go. The next question was explain overriding and overloading in detail. So I have to explain the both the concepts, like what is the difference between overriding and overloading. So coming to overriding, so the same method will be present in both child and parent class, so that is called overloading. And coming to overloading, sorry, uh, same method with the same name but different signature would be present in the class, that is known as overloading. You can refer different blogs to get the much clearer knowledge on it. So the next question was why should you not handle errors. So why we should not handle errors when we can handle exceptions, because it is meant in that way. JVM should know if there are any errors in the program or any errors while executing the program or while running the application. That is the reason we should never handle errors in Java. What is unreachable code in Java? Actually, he asked me to write the code where the flow will never go. So it is very simple. Actually, declare a variable, boolean variable, like boolean abc equal to false, and write while abc execute some logic. It will never go into it. And to be honest, compiler itself will starts crying that unreachable, it detected unreachable block, please remove it. So next question is what is the benefit of design patterns. So design patterns benefits, what I consider is like it gives a standard solutions, like a standard direction on in how a project should be designed, so that it can be easily extendable, or it can be easily shared across different components as a component to different components as well. So in that way I have explained them. Differences between array and array list. So this is a very simple question, I would say, and I think most of you might be knowing the answer as well. Where have you implemented multi-threading in your project? So I have listed out the scenario where we have implemented this multi-threading in our project. So basically our one of our project, this is a real-time example I'm giving. So in one of our project, we consume few messages and process those messages and save that into the DB. So we consume the messages using Kafka. So in that scenario, while processing, every message should be individually processed. So we have created thread executor framework we have created, and we have created the multi-threading concept there. You can give your own example over here it, or you can use my example as a solution. Where in your project have you used concurrent hash map? So basically, not in my current project I have used concurrent hash map, but in my previous projects I have used concurrent hash map. So I have explained him like in which scenarios we can go for concurrent hash map. So before going to tell, we should explain like why concurrent hash map came into picture and what benefits it is providing over normal hash map. So please be aware of that as well. Why wait is placed in object class, why not it is placed in thread class? So both the methods like wait and notify are present in object class rather than on thread class, because wait and notify methods are related to an object. That is the reason they are present in object class, though we use them on thread while using threading concept, but still the thread still these two methods work on the objects. So that is the reason it is present in object class. Next question is, what is the use of intern method in string? So this is a very easy question, to be honest. So I hope everybody must be aware of the answer as well. Next question is, tell me the differences between SOAP and REST. So there are n number of differences between SOAP and REST. One uses XML only, other uses JSON, plain text, anything. So there are a couple of differences as well. Comparator versus comparable. So this is a must-known question to everybody. If you are portraying yourself as a Java experienced guy, you should know, because this comes a really handful help when it comes to the real time, giving a real solutions to the real time problems here. So next question is, what is serialization? How have you implemented serialization in your project? So serialization comes into picture when we want our object to traverse our network, or we want to save it into a file structure. So as I have already said, like we use Kafka messaging system. So we send our objects over the network. So in that scenario we use serialization concept. Explain about IOC container. So inversion of control container. So I have explained him in detail like what is the benefit, or what all task it takes upon itself, and how it is providing its own advantages when in the Spring. List down all the annotations in Spring. So at that moment, what all annotations I remembered, I have tried to tell him, and at the same time we need to explain them as well, like why, in what scenario, which annotation we can use. What is DispatcherServlet and what is it used for? So DispatcherServlet is a front controller, you can say, in Spring MVC. Every request that is coming from the UI pass through it, so it decides where the flow should go or where the control should go. So that is the importance of DispatcherServlet here. What is request param used for? So if you are having good knowledge on REST API, you would be aware of this, like what is request param used for. And the next question was a continuation question only, like what is the difference between request param and path param. So one comes as query parameter, one comes as normal URL. How do you have access to the model in your view? Where does it come from? So basically we only pass it, it is related to Spring MVC, and we pass the model object to the UI. And if you are not aware, please go through it, like how the model gets passed from services to the UI. What is the root application context in Spring MVC? How it is loaded? So to be honest, I was not that sure on this answer, and I neither gave the convincing answer to him as well. So please be prepare on this type of questions when attending the interview with Factset. Why Spring Boot is opinionated? So the answer is very simple. It provides few by default things or dependencies which are really helpful while creating. So while creating the Spring Boot application, so that is the reason it is known as opinionated. Create a standalone Spring Boot application. So here he asked me to write a code to create a standalone Spring Boot application, and it was very easy for me. I have created a number of Spring Boot application as a practice as well. So the key here is practice it on the plain sheets, because you will not be given a laptop or computer or in the interview, so you have to write it on the piece of paper. So be sure that you are capable of writing the code on plain paper. What is at the rate Spring Boot application? So I have explained him in detail, like what this annotation is, like at the rate Spring Boot application. It is basically a combination of three different annotations, and I have explained him like what benefits it is providing. Differences between application.properties versus application.yml. So almost both are same, but as my personal experience, when we go for application.yml, so we cannot pass few log4j properties to the log4j.xml. So that one thing I have seen, like I have faced, and one more difference is in application.properties we need to write huge code, but when it comes to application.yml we can reduce few lines or few words or characters. So these were the differences that I found. So I hope you liked the video. Please provide your feedback as well in the comment section whether you liked the video or not, and please do subscribe our channel to catch all the updates and more similar kind of videos. And please don't forget to share these videos on other technical platforms as well. So thank you for watching.